Apology that we've been waiting on. Chris Rock addresses Will Smith slap after apology video. Anyone who says words hurt has never been punched in the face. Thank you for joining me. I want to read this information to you. Chris Rock referenced his now infamous Oscar slap during a tour stop in Atlanta just hours after Will Smith released an apology video. In March, Smith slapped Rock on stage during the 2022 Academy Awards after the comedian made a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith's lack of hair, comparing her to a character in the movie G.I. Jane. Pinkett Smith has been outspoken about her struggles with alopecia, which causes hair loss. Rock acknowledged the shocking moment during the Friday performance of his Chris Rock Ego Death Row tour. CNN reported that the 57-year-old said everybody's trying to be a effing victim. If everybody claims to be a victim, then nobody will hear the real victims. Even me getting smacked by Suge Smith. I went to work the next day. I got kids, he continued, comparing Smith to Suge Knight, former CEO of Death Row Records, who is currently serving 28 years for voluntary manslaughter. He added, anyone who says words hurt has never been punched in the face. Earlier that day, Smith posted a social media video apologizing to the Spiral star for the slap. The video is titled, It's Been a Minute, and answers questions about what happened during the March telecast. Over the last few months, I've been doing a lot of thinking and personal work, reads the title card. You asked a lot of fair questions that I wanted to take some time to answer. During the video, Smith shared that he has reached out to Rock, but that Rock is not ready to speak. Chris, I apologize to you, Smith said. My behavior was unacceptable, and I'm here whenever you're ready to talk. He continued, I want to apologize to Chris's mother, saying he saw an interview she gave about the slap. That was one of the things about that moment. I just didn't realize how many people got hurt in that moment. So I want to apologize to Chris's mother. I want to apologize to Chris's family, specifically Tony Rock. We had a great relationship. Tony Rock was my man. This is probably irreparable. 1,585 comments, over 1,000 comments. Let's see if there's information in this queue about this alleged.
Why didn't you apologize to Chris in your acceptance speech? I was fogged out by that point. It's all fuzzy.
Like you are now in this interview.
Chris, and the message that came back is that he's not ready to talk, and when he is, he will reach out. So I will say to you, Chris, I apologize to you. My behavior was unacceptable, and I'm here whenever you're ready to talk. I want to apologize to Chris's mother. I saw an interview that Chris's mother did, and you know, that was one of the things about that moment. I just didn't realize, and you know, I wasn't thinking, but how many people got hurt in that moment. So I want to apologize to Chris's mother. I want to apologize to Chris's family, specifically Tony Rock. You know, we had a great relationship. You know, Tony Rock was my man. And this is probably irreparable. I spent the last 3 months replaying and understanding the nuances and the complexities of what happened in that moment. And
Pretty K, you're funny.
I'm trying to unpack all of that right now, but I can say to all of you, there is no part of me that thinks that was the right way to behave in that moment. There's no part of me that thinks that's the optimal way to handle a feeling of disrespect or insults. After Jada rolled her eyes, did she tell you to do something? No. It's like, I made a choice on my own, from my own experiences, from my history with Chris. Jada had nothing to do with it. I'm sorry, babe. Let's say sorry to my kids and my family for the heat that I brought on all of us. To all my fellow nominees, this is a community. It's like I won because you voted for me, and it really breaks my heart to have stolen and tarnished your moment. I can still see Questlove's eyes. It happened on Questlove's award, and it's like I'm sorry really isn't sufficient.
Exactly.
What would you say to the people who looked up to you before the slap, or people who expressed that you let them down? So there's two things. One, disappointing people is my central trauma. I hate when I let people down. So
Oh, I know he won't.
It hurts. It hurts me psychologically and emotionally to know I didn't live up to people's image and impression of me. And the work I'm trying to do is I am deeply remorseful, and I'm trying to be remorseful without being ashamed of myself, right? I'm human, and I made a mistake, and I'm trying not to think of myself as a piece of shit. So I would say to those people, I know it was confusing, I know it was shocking, but I promise you, I am deeply devoted and committed to putting light and love and joy into the world. And if you hang on, I promise we'll be able to be friends again.
All right, everybody, that's commentary from Mr. Willie Wonka, Will Smith. Here's a photo of the comedians at one time. Chris Rock and Will Smith. He apologizes to his family, his wife. At first, I didn't really understand the apology to them. I thought maybe he was trying to tell her, yeah, I hit him on my own, not because he insulted you. So when he says he hit him for his own stuff, history he has with him. So what history are you speaking of, Mr. Smith? Because you didn't elaborate. Many people thought you did it because of her. She rolled her eyes, had a frown, whatever. You acknowledge in this short interview that you did it for your own history with Chris. So now one is going to ask, what is that history? What has he done to you or said to you or said something about you for you to feel on that day in front of a national audience to go slap him when in the end you were speaking about your wife's name being in his mouth? So one would assume it was about Jada, the reason why you hit him. So I'm utterly confused. You made sure to be meticulous in your speech in this interview. You say you don't want to be ashamed of yourself. But maybe you should be ashamed of yourself. Because with being shamed comes, hopefully, remorse. I'm remorseful for what I did. I'm remorseful for how I behaved on a public platform. And yes, you are human. And yes, people lash out violently, physically towards others, but that wasn't the place or the time. This is obviously a longer interview than what I played for you the other day in my commentary pertaining to Willie Wonka giving this apology Chris Rock has not responded. He didn't respond right away, but he has now. I did read that. I'm sorry. I'm a little befuddled right now. He did respond, basically just saying, if everybody claims to be a victim, then nobody will hear the real victims. Excuse me. Even me getting smacked by Suge Knight. I went to work the next day. I got kids. He continued comparing Smith to Suge Knight. So these are his words, Mr. Chris Rock. Excuse me. He did respond in this commentary pertaining to this short interview Will Smith gave. I guess these were social media questions to what actually happened on that fateful evening at the Oscars. But I haven't seen Mr. Chris Rock speak publicly. I'm assuming this is through an agent or a manager or someone. His commentary pertaining to this. But when you look back, you see these two photographed together. So this is a time when they were obviously cordial. The fact that he used past tense about Tony Rock, he was my man. So basically you're saying he's not now because you violated his brother. I guess so. He would not have high regard for you at this point. And I believe you reveled in that moment that you hit him. Your son reveled in the moment. I believe your wife reveled in the moment. Your son made social media posts to IG or Twitter, one of those platforms, basically, applauding your behavior. So now how are you going to double back with your son to say, well, son, that wasn't right what I did, and you shouldn't be applauding me for hitting a man in public, hitting a man at all. So is the son going to apologize now for also aiding you in what you did? Your wife wanting you all to come together, but I doubt that there will be a come to Jesus moment with this situation. As I said, these are the two, the victim and the perpetrator at one time. I don't know if they'll ever be able to mend any type of courtship, friendship. But that's sad information. Yahoo Entertainment is the source if you need verification. Thank you all for joining me. Happy Saturday to all of you. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Mind the children. Be safe out there. If you'd like to donate to this network, Everyday Shenanigans, $, Big Angie, 129 Cash App. Thank you all for joining me. This is a short live. I will be uploading content pertaining to Caitlin Armstrong. A guy she dated in the islands has spoken. I'm going to bring you that information here shortly. Thank you all so much later. It won't be a live. It'll be an upload. I will not be going live again after this evening. But I thank you all for following the content. Thank you, Pretty K, for joining me. Only a few in the chat, but thank you so much, viewing audience. This is the said information. God bless all of you. Thank you so very, very much. Hello, Sheree. How are you, sweetheart? Thank you all so much for joining me. This is Everyday Shenanigans.